Homophobia, guess what? Another scientific study has proven it probably means you're gay. This one's from the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology. This was in the Sunday New York Times. And they did a study. This is fantastic what they did. So they did a test where basically they showed people images of gay porn or men on men action, and then they showed people straight things, women on women, the whole gamut of everything. And people had to sort them out into what they felt this was. Was this gay? Was this heterosexual, et cetera? Simple enough, right? Mm-hmm. But then, because these scientists, they're nuts, what they did was they flashed a word on the screen for 35 milliseconds before the image, and it would have a word such as me or other. And what they found out was when the word me precedes the words or images that reflect your sexual orientation, you sort those images into the correct category faster when the word me precedes ones that you're not attracted to. Did you follow me on that?
No, not really, but I got it.
There's a lot there. You get the basic idea.
Here's what I got it from. The scientists are devious, and I will not be signing up for any of their experiments.
That's what I was thinking.
Because they throw that little thing, and they figure out if you're gay or not, and you're like, me, what? Oh, damn! Right? Yeah. So it's brilliant.
Yeah.
So I don't understand.
So if they showed you an image, if you as a straight man, they showed you an image that was a gay image,
right,
and then me, you would have had a longer pause, and that then would have proven or somehow suggested that perhaps you were
a little
gay.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
What does that mean?
Okay. So we had the devious scientists figure out who's gay and who's
really
not
is
gay.
devious. There is something psychologically.
Right. I knew there was a reason I was against science.
Yeah.
Okay. So then, what do we find out about the people who claim to be anti-gay?
So the people who claim to be anti-gay in almost every instance in this study were the same people that had the pause. And then that pause, of course, and this is, we know this from a zillion empirical things that happen right here between Ted Haggard and Eddie Long, the bishop, and all these the endless amount of church people and everything. So there's nothing really surprising here, but it's just another scientific.
I buy that study, and I buy that it happens. What I object to is the quick trigger that we have on it. Mm-hmm. This assumption that everybody who is anti-gay is a little gay. I just don't buy it. Clearly, Ted Haggard, Eddie Long, and thousands of others are the case. But there is so much embedded hatred and fear of what's not you and what you're, this nonsense that to show some sympathy for these people as an overall group of this nonsense, either religious theocracy that you were brought up with, or just this warped sense of masculinity that, what are you, a fag? What are you, a fag? What do you put all that stuff growing up that makes some people just instantly so fearful of what they don't understand that I think that has a tremendous amount to do with it, but I don't think those guys are gay.
So I'm going to prove you're right in a couple of ways. First of all, the study proves you're right. They call these guys who are anti-gay, but in reality might be gay, they call them discrepant individuals, because they're discrepant between their description and what they actually are, right? And the study says over 20% of the self-described highly straight individuals, which is an awesome description, by the way. I'm highly straight. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Like Mitch McConnell.
Well, okay.
Maybe that wasn't a good example.
Okay, maybe Clint Eastwood?
Clint Eastwood.
Okay. Over 20% of the self-described highly straight individuals showed this discrepancy. So it's actually just 20%. 80% didn't show it. Right. So your instinct is not that far off. But my guess is the more discrepant you are, the more likely it is. So, when I was a kid, was I like super pro-gay? No, I was, because I grew up in that society, and you're gay, whatever. And at 17, was I evolved enough to think like, oh no, gays should have all rights? Back in 1987? Right, no, I don't think I was, but did that mean that I was gay then, but I'm no longer gay now because I'm tolerant of gays? No, right? But for the people who are like, oh, the gays, if we let gays, marry each other, then of course I would marry a dude, and we can't have that. Well, you got a little bit of a tell there.
Right.
Do you see what I'm saying? So
yeah, I mean, I'm not, there are cases of it, but we jump to it super quickly. Like we did it, we do it when we see Chris Broussard. And like I see Chris Broussard, and what I think is, this is an unevolved man, a tremendously unevolved man who does not think cognitively, whose brain is not sort of taken what is clearly is you read what he's written about the NBA, and he's smart and insightful, and you're like, it's capable of evolving. It's there. It just hasn't. I think that's upbringing and not a guy and an unwillingness to evolve, because he clearly can. I didn't think for a second that guy's gay.
So you think for someone that on one hand you think is pretty bright, you think making that jump is just a bridge too far?
Yeah, just can't, for whatever it is. There's something that, I use the word unevolved very specifically, because it just suggests to me that he can't do it. It's not there.
Doesn't this then show you what a crutch religion is? I mean, I know we could probably talk about this forever, but if someone who is evolved and is bright and is a great writer and is on TV every day for their opinions, doing all that good stuff, but yet they have this part of it's really, you're shutting off a part of your cognitive brain.
Yes.
Because it does not make sense otherwise. It makes no sense why you would be against gay people unless you had something in your brain that was pushing
Right,
down
and for him, it's
own.
this clearly sort of, whether he got it as a grown-up or got it as a kid, this sort of Christian orthodoxy. Because what got him is not so much that he's against gay people. He even very clearly said, I think it's great that he came out. However, he's not a Christian, and he walks in open rebellion to God.
Now, here's the difference between you two and me. I read the article, didn't understand what they were doing, said, scientists. Okay.
I just drew a lot of arrows.
Right, whereas you guys wasted a lot of your time trying to figure it out.
Right.
Okay.
We're just going to presume they figured something out.
Yeah, I got it. They did something, and they're smart guys.
This could have been my gay brain trying to rationalize.
Sure.
You know.
So I have one last thing on this. Look, I think Freud takes it too far, and Freud was among the first to say, if the lady doth protest too much, perhaps it's actually the opposite, right? Although Shakespeare apparently said it before him. Mm-hmm. Okay, so he had this theory about this, and I think he takes it too far, as Freud does with almost everything. So, like for example, I hate money in politics. I started a whole pact to get money out of politics. It doesn't mean secretly I love money in politics, right? No, it's not the case every time, right?